Please be advised that this video contains subject about cannibalism and other sensitive subject matter.
Welcome to Spiritual Connections, Tarot, etc. My name is Laura, and today we're going to be talking about the Wendigo. The Wendigo is of historical significance to the indigenous communities. It was associated with violence and greed. The story of the Wendigo is believed by some to have been created from the response of the native people. Wendigo means evil spirit that devours mankind. The Algonquin legend describes this creature as a giant with a heart of ice. Its body is skeletal and deformed, with missing lips and toes. The Ojibwe describe it as, it was a creature as tall as a tree, with a lipless mouth and jagged teeth. Its breath was a strange hiss, its footprints full of blood, and it ate any man, woman, or child who ventured into its territory. And those were the lucky ones. Sometimes the Wendigo chose to possess a person instead, and then the luckiest individual became a Wendigo himself, hunting down those he had loved and feasting upon their flesh. The Wendigo is a mythological creature or evil spirit from First Nations. It is a monster found in the forest in cold climates. It can be found amongst Algonquin tribes based in the northern forest of Nova Scotia, Canada, in the Great Lakes region of Canada, and Wisconsin, US, as well as Minnesota, US. Known as a spirit that has either possessed a human to turn them into a flesh eater and making them become monsters. It is known to be murderous, cannibalistic, with an insatiable greed. It is never full. There's a cultural, modern medical term known as the Wendigo psychosis. It's a culture-bound syndrome of an intense craving for human flesh and fear of becoming a cannibal. It is a psychosis that mainly concerns the Algonquin, Ojibwe, and Cree tribes. So the Wendigo psychosis is similar to that of schizophrenia and depressive disorders. Some believe the Wendigo is related to Bigfoot. At the turn of the 20th century, Algonquin tribes have claimed many unsolved disappearance cases of people as Wendigo attack. Wendigo looks emaciated. It is apparently 15 feet tall, gray ash in color. Its bones and other organs are sticking out through its skin, mostly see-through. Eyes are pushed back deep into its sockets, and it is known to smell of decaying flesh. It has very large, sharp claws and massive eyes like an owl. It is apparently very fast in speed and can walk for miles in very extreme cold weather. Some say it can lure its prey in by mimicking human voices as well as telepathy. He will lure its prey in and then feast on it in the woods where nobody can see it. So there's a story of a man named Swift Runner, who was a Native American man who killed and ate his entire family during the winter of 1879. He claimed to have been possessed by the Wendigo spirit. He was hanged for his crimes. There's many similar cases about these spirits of the Wendigo possessing people and communities stretching from northern Quebec to the Rockies. According to the Wendigo psychosis, there is a story of something I believe happened back in 2008, and it was a story about a man who was savagely killed, beheaded, and eaten on a Greyhound bus. And if you want to research that, go ahead. Even though I'm not a big YouTuber, out of respect to the family, it would be a good idea for me not to go too far into that story, because I believe that the person that did this to the victim and is free, I do not believe that that is justice, so I do not want to get fully into this story. The reason I'm bringing this up is apparently some are saying that the guy that beheaded and cannibalized this poor man was suffering from Wendigo psychosis. A lot of the stress of the Native American and Canadian communities was due to a dwindling amount of resources, especially food, and a very obvious fear of starvation. In Minnesota, there is a Lake Wendigo. There is a Wendigo Lake in Wisconsin, United States. Supposed sightings of the Wendigo happened between the 1800s and the 1920s. Shows such as Supernatural, Grim, and Charmed have depicted the Wendigo. www.dailymotion.com, you can see supposed real sightings of the Wendigo. Another story is www.legendsofamerica.com. An Ojibwe Cree chief and medicine man known for his powers of defeating Wendigos is named Jack Fiddler, and he claimed to have defeated 14 of them during his lifetime. Some have said these creatures were sent his way by either enemy shamans, while others were members of his own band that began to have an insatiable appetite for human flesh. Family members have asked Fiddler to kill a very sick loved one before turning Wendigo. Fiddler's brother, Peter Flett, was killed after turning Wendigo when the food ran out on a trading expedition. Apparently, the Hudson's Bay Company trades and the Cree missionaries were well aware of the legend of the Wendigo. In 1907, Fiddler and his brother Joseph were arrested by the Canadian authorities for murder. Jack committed suicide and was found hung in the forest on September 30th. His brother Joseph was sentenced to life in prison. He died 3 days later before receiving news of his pardon. Alright folks, that is all I have today for the Wendigo. Please be very careful when you walk into the forest. Be smart about your whereabouts always. And thank you for watching Spiritual Connections, Tarot, etc. Please like and subscribe, hit that thumbs up and that notification bell below. Bye for now.